Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Druggies Lives Matter, my Black Lives Matter offshoot program designed to point out the fact that police brutality is centered around drug users. Actually, I believe more so than blacks. But blacks have the added disadvantage of racism, along with all the other nationalities that aren't white. I'm disgusted with my race. I really am. I'm disgusted with what we've done with this world. Because you see, it's not the black man's fault that America sucks. It's the white man's fault. It's not the brown man's fault that global warming is killing us. It's the white man's fault. It's not the women's fault. It's the white man's fault. And the white man's on trial right now. Chavez. He represents everything that America stands for. Everything that the police are. And frankly, I'm totally disgusted with him and America. Because of the war on drugs. Because of police brutality, of which I have been subject. Because of corporate America, the takeover of politics by the corporate entity. The hypocrisy of America that says that we are free when we are not free. We are free to be homeless. We are free to be jobless. We are free to have no health care whatsoever. We are free to eat and breathe poison at every turn. These things are free. These are the freedoms of America. We are free to be hunted down like animals and put into cages by brutal policemen who feel justified in doing so because we do drugs. That is the equivalent of any other prejudice in reality. He's a bad person because he's black. He's a bad person because he's Asian. She's a bad person because she's gay. America the ugly. America the oppressor. America the brutal. America the heartless and the soulless. And it's all exemplified by Chavez. I watched a little bit, the excerpts from the news on the trial because I can't stand to watch more than the excerpts because that is just too ugly for me. And what I see in his face while he's kneeling on George Floyd's neck is disgusting to me because he's looking at the crowd who are pleading with him to take his knee off of George Floyd's neck. And he looks at them like, how dare you tell me what to do? And his inaction says it all. You want me to take my knee off of this man's neck? How dare you? I'm going to continue to hold my knee on his neck because I'm the policeman and you have no right to even insinuate that you have the right to tell me what to do. I'm the authority here and I will keep my knee on this drug user black man's neck for as long as I deem fit because I'm the cop and you're nobody. That's exactly what he did by not taking his knee off of George Floyd's neck. He literally is nothing more than an ego with a badge. There is no heart in that man. There is no soul in that man. Because any human being who can try to justify himself by a badge in the face of a living human being is not worthy of life, let alone that badge. Chavez represents every white, corporate, soulless person in America. His defiance of the will of the people in the face of George Floyd's suffocation is galling. And that same attitude was overwhelmingly present here in my hometown when I was arrested for drug use. And I would, how dare I ask for medication that costs less than $30? How dare I, as a citizen of the United States of America, deem myself worthy of believing that the police are subject to my will and authority, that I have the right to protest their actions in any way, shape, or form. That is the attitude of Chavez, and that is the attitude of the police, and that is the attitude of the government. That is the attitude of corporate America. Heartless, soulless egos with badges, gavels, votes, and money. That is the true America. The United States, the United Police Corporate States of America. Brought to you by every disgusting low-life scumbag piece of shit with money. Because that's how I view them. They do nothing, they are nothing but an ego with a bank account. If we, the drug users, the low-life scumbags in their estimation, were to simply walk away from them, come together, and do our own thing, they would fall like dominoes. Because they would have no one to feed them. They would have no one to clothe them. They would have no one to provide for them in any way, shape, or form. They would lose their everything. They would have not the faintest clue of how to provide for themselves. We, on the other hand, would get along just fine. We've never had the luxuries, so we'd never know what we were missing. So I propose that we all go camping on 420 here in Nebraska, in the center of the nation. I believe that we can end the war on drugs, end oppression in all forms against poverty, against racism, against religious persecution, against all of it, simply by walking away. They give us absolutely nothing but handouts. I mean, come on. Okay, that $1,400 was really cool. It bought me a new set of glasses. But it's gone, it's here, it's gone. What are you going to do next week? It's like, what? That money's gone already. If you needed it, it's already gone. And there's not another one on the horizon that we know of. And even if we do get it, it's going to be another 6 months before we get there. And we're going to be starving by then. But, it's like go to the grocery store, to the produce aisle, get your vegetables, go camping, plant a garden with the parts of the vegetables that you don't eat. And in 10 days, with certain crops, you'll have edible food. You can plant these vegetables and live off of them forever. Spend $5 on a plant on seeds that germinate, and you can feed your family forever. So we can just simply walk away from all the bullshit. Who cares if Chavez is an asshole? If we're not in America to be bothered by his supremacy, then he's nothing to us. So I suggest we all go camping out in the panhandle of the state of Nebraska where there's a bunch of virgin land, water, and sand. Everything we need to provide for ourselves the basics. And once we provide ourselves with the basics, we can build from there. So, what are we waiting for? We don't need America. America needs us. And if we all walk away from our corporate American life and go camping in the open, fresh air, in our own tented little pavilions, separated, socially distanced by the camp itself, in 6 weeks we can have viable food, shelter, and no COVID-19 at all. Instead of this new virant 117 taking over Texas, Florida, Michigan, California, and every place else. So while America struggles to survive the next wave of COVID, we can be partying in our tents in the open air where COVID can't hurt us, wearing masks, socially distancing, just enjoying for one wonderful time. No worries, no fusses, just good times in the open air where we can plant viable, healthy food to strengthen our immune system so COVID can't get us next time, or anything else for that matter. All of the problems of America can be dealt with simply by walking away. And there's this great big huge place out west that is perfect for camping. We can just go pitch our tents, plant our gardens, relax in sunshine, dig us a shelter in case there's a tornado, or in case we have to protest through the winter and need a nice place to stay warm. Because if we're going to do this, hey, we might as well do it for real and do it for right. So, Black lives do matter. Chavez and corporate America and the police state are not going to give in to us until we walk away and show them that we don't need them. Then we can find our own way to be free. We can justify ourselves, fight the war on drugs and win it, gain our freedom. Then and only then, go back to America if we choose. But I've got another better idea. I think that we should, while we're camping, we should call on the God of Israel and see if he'll come. Because if he comes, then we can go create a new nation with the gray and change the world. But that's just a theory I have. So, if you use drugs, if you work hard for a living, come join me camping. Because druggies' lives matter, and workers' lives matter, and America sucks. So may the Grey watch over you, guide you, protect you, keep you from all harm, and teach you right from wrong, and may you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light the unicorn way. Find your joy and pursue it. When we get to Camp Zion, 420's coming, let's camp out then. So, if you use drugs, stay happy and high. You have every right and reason to. If you hate America, come join me camping. I love you way too much to ever say goodbye. So I'm going to say later now.